the sweet life, rolling in sunshine, rocking the good time with all our friends. Easy and carefree, out in the summer breeze, loving a simple things for hours on end. Right about sundown, we lay on the ground, count on the stars as they come out one at a time. Ain't this a sweet life?
Hey everybody, I'm X Factor winner Tate Stevens, and welcome to the Sweet Life Podcast, where we talk about everything from music, sports, food, entertainment, and, well, just living the sweet life. All right, everybody, Tate Stevens here, along with AJ. Welcome back to another episode of the Sweet Life Podcast. Today's gonna be fun, man. We got a guest in house today. Really in house? It's really in house today.
Literally,
right? Literally in my house. So today we're gonna talk. Today's topic is gonna be about hometown artist, local artist, and music. And so this kind of reaches a lot of things. And this is gonna be part one. We're gonna have a lot of our friends come in and do this with us. But here's the thing: we got Noe Palma today on the show live.
Hi.
So now for those who know the Kansas City music scene, Noe's been around for
way too long.
For 25, at least 25 years, right?
Yeah, just about.
About 25 years playing around town. So we'll get into all of that, his new stuff, some old stuff. We're just going to talk music. We're going to talk about Kansas City and just kind of the things, being a local guy that have country guy here in town, what life is like in music and kind of our scene here in Kansas City. So stick around. It's going to be a lot of fun. You started, what was the name of the band a long time ago?
Broken Cowboys.
Broken Cowboys. Knew it.
To be, confused with what was that other? Brokeback Mountain.
Yeah, Broken Cowboys.
Same but different.
Same kind of, but different storyline.
Yeah.
No, just that one time, though. Just that one time.
No, we were young.
Yeah. So was there anything after that, or was it just Broken Cowboys, then Noe?
No, it was just Broken Cowboys and then Noe.
Okay, cool. Yep. When Broken Cowboys, that was 98?
That'd be, so I got out of college in 99, so that was 2000.
Oh, was it that late?
2000, I bet I started Broken Cowboys, and then
2000, all right.
Dismembered in 2006 or 7, something like that.
6, because when we played at the Beaumont Club, because I had just joined the Outlaw Junkies then.
Oh, that's right.
We did.
We opened up.
Yeah, it was.
Chris was just talking about this the other day.
Yeah, it was you and me and Gary Lincoln. We did the Beaumont Club.
Yep.
It was a Beaumont Club. So yeah, okay. So it must have been 2006. So we're going to start. Listen, Noe, this is 2000. You graduated college in 2000.
No, 99.
Oh, 99. That's right. Okay, so then 2000, 2001.
I'm sorry. Wait, I graduated college in 97. Yeah, I started the fire department in 99. Yeah,
okay,
right.
all right. So
On a volleyball scholarship.
On a
I did.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Really? Where'd you go to school?
Columbia College.
Columbia.
It was, NAIA Division I school.
Right. Awesome. Is that in Columbia, Missouri? Columbia College? That's right.
Right
I think
next to
my niece went to Columbia for a little bit for whatever degree she was getting at that point. So anyway, awesome. So you graduate college on a volleyball scholarship. That's cool. That's awesome. Never knew that. But and then you go to you start your first band, which is Broken Cowboys, early 2000, 2001, right?
Right.
Okay. And so back then, we had a lot of places to play in Kansas City. I mean, notable places, obviously the Beaumont Club, which was a historic country bar here in town for years and years and years. I mean, I played the Beaumont Club in 95 and 6 and 7. The last show I did, and that was with the Dixie Cadillacs, the last show I did there was with Jeff Carson.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was the last Beaumont Club show with the Dixie Cadillacs we did was with Jeff Carson. I know you've played the Beaumont Club a ton. So when you started, what made you get going? What was it that said, you know what, I want to be a music. I want to play music. I want to sing. I want to play music. I want to start this band. What drove you to it?
I think a lot of it was the fun. A lot of it was a challenge. I like to be challenged. A lot of it was obviously the intention because
the chicks.
the girls definitely did help out.
The girls.
But I think I was somewhere. Little backstory: my dad's Filipino.
Right.
My mother's from Oklahoma. White, strawberry blonde hair. On the Filipino side, everybody loves karaoke. You go to a jungle and pop up, and there's a karaoke machine in the jungle. So everybody loves singing in the Philippines. And they're phenomenal singers over there. So I would go with my dad to a lot of places and sing karaoke. I always hated it, but he always pushed me to go just to practice and perform in front of people. And then,
absolutely.
And then, like I was in college, I started playing in the dorm, and I thought, man, I think I want to play in a band. So when I got back, I was doing stuff with karaoke with my dad, and it's like, you know what? I don't want to do this anymore. I want my own band. And then I started doing that, and then people were like, hey, when you come to my bar and come play some songs, like, yeah, sure, why not? And then they give me money. I'm like, wow, this is kind of cool.
Yeah, I can make money doing this.
Yeah, exactly. It was, free beer and money, and like, I bet I can do a little bit better than this. So then I started the Broken Cowboys, and it just went from there. And then I started pushing ourselves for other places, like Beaumont Club is a perfect example of being in the pinnacle of your career, you think, when you're Kansas City, because all the Class A's are coming through.
Absolutely.
You don't even know what their capability is until 10 years down the road. What I was going to tell you is, like, I think I opened up for Blake Shelton 5 times at the Beaumont Club, and he was cool every time.
Right.
Lady A.
Right. Absolutely.
Anyway, there was so many artists that just came through that are massive now, or were massive back then, but they weren't that big at the time.
Right.
So it was cool to see what they were and what they turned into be. And it's like, you know
absolutely.
There's no reason why I can't do this without the right band, the right equipment, the right music or whatever. But the possibilities were really cool in my mind. So that's what kept pushing me forward.
Well, yeah, that's awesome. So, okay, now do you remember a time, like, is there one artist, if you had to go back and go, you know what, I was so drawn to this one artist's music that, like, stylistically, I wanted to do that music because that kind of hit home to me. I can do that. That really speaks to me. Who was that artist for you?
My background is growing up, like I said, my dad's from the Philippines, so I listened to a lot of the Beatles. My mother listened to a lot of Kenny Rogers, and then in between we'd have Ray Charles, we'd have Stevie Wonder, we'd have Journey, we'd have Air Supply. We had everything. But
there it is again. I'm telling you. Don't knock them.
The versatility of all those singers, because I knew I wasn't going to be a great guitarist by any means. Right. Hopefully, I was like, man, as long as I can play rhythm, I'll be okay. But when I first started listening to country after Kenny Rogers, there was I heard an artist come out, and he wasn't even a single. I was just happened to be on his fan page on the internet for some reason, and it was Travis Tritt.
Oh, wow.
And I heard him go from almost like a church choir voice to a rock and roll voice. I'm like, that is a huge difference in the way he can sing. It's like, that's exactly how I want to be. I want to be very versatile.
Right.
I want to be able to rock out, but yet be able to join the church choir and contribute.
Yep.
So that's how I approached how I was going to sing.
Oh, cool. Okay, so, well, that's not a bad guy to kind of, emulate, really, if at the end of the day when you're like, if I could do that. Okay, so we start the Broken Cowboys. You're doing your thing. You're up and running.
Yep.
Obviously, you play as much as you can anywhere and everywhere for free most of the time, especially when you do the radio shows stuff. Because they're like, look, we're going to get you in this one, okay? Mm-hmm. We got you on the next one. And then the next one comes and they're like, look, if you could do us one more favor, the next one you're getting paid. And then they come up with, here's $200. You're like,
well, thanks.
Oh, great. Never mind. Keep it. You know what I mean?
You're going to get a lot of exposure, though.
Yeah, it's exposure. That's what it's about, right? Yeah. Anyway, so, I mean, I think every artist goes through that, and it doesn't matter. I wouldn't trade it for the world, though. No, you can't. I really want. You can't, because it defines your music. At the end of the day, when you step on stage, the 20 plus years of playing every place you can play as many times and as much as you can for free or for $500 or for $100 or for a tip, whatever it is.
I still have people come up. I have never heard of you. I'm like, I've been here for more than 20 years and I've played on all the major radio stations. I'm on my fifth single now. I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm not doing my job, I guess.
Yeah, no, and it happens. I mean, but looking back, if you could change anything out of the Broken Cowboys era, just that little short time, 5-6 years or whatever it was with that band, would you do anything differently if you could go back and tell yourself, hey, man, look, you need to do this or this? What would that look like?
Oh, man, that's a great question. I honestly, I don't think I've ever really thought about it. I mean, there was a couple of roads I could have went left or right, but other than that, I was really lucky with the players that I had. I'm really fortunate and thankful for them. I think, man, honestly, I don't know because it was an awesome ride.
Right.
It really was. And without making those choices, I wouldn't have met the people that I have now or have had. And it all led to this point right here. And I really don't know. I mean, there might have been song choices that I probably shouldn't have taken.
Right.
If there was one thing, I should have tried songwriting a little bit harder because I'm not very good. But I think when I'm with somebody that is good, it breaks me out of my shell.
Sure.
And I can think a little bit easier because I can get into their frame of mind.
Yep.
I can't sit at the table and go, here's what I got. Here's my idea.
Right.
Here's the melody. And that's it. I can't do that. But I can come up with a melody. I just can't come with the right lyrics because it sounds childish when I write.
I'm like I said, when you get with somebody who can really write, you're like, oh, this isn't too bad. You know what I mean?
Oh, that was easy.
You're like, let's write another one. But if I just had to sit down and write, I've written a few songs by myself. They're awful. It's awful. I wouldn't even play them for anybody. I'm like, yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah.
And it's all something that you've already heard. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I didn't say it in any clever way. I didn't come some weird angle at it. No. And you just heard the song yesterday, on the radio. Yeah. So, what I mean? So I wish for myself, I'm in that same boat. Looking at your music, okay, you became a fireman, Kansas City Fireman in 99.
October 99.
So, which is awesome. Being a first responder, it's a great deal of responsibility that comes with all kinds of there's all kinds of things that come with being a first responder, and you guys have to deal with so many things. You get to you see things you shouldn't ever have to see. You hear things you should never have to hear.
Right.
You have to do things you wish you didn't have to do sometimes. And it all plays out in front of you sometimes, and it's like, it's tough. Mm-hmm. A lot of times, and I know a lot of times people are like, oh, thank you so much for helping, whatever. But a lot of times it goes unthanked. And that, I think, which is tough. I mean,
until they get an eye opener.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then it changes their mind. Like our big eye opener was 9/11 easily because so many lives were lost.
Yeah.
And then, that stretch of gratitude lasted for a long time.
Yep.
Especially for PD also too.
Yeah.
And then, but it takes only one bad incident that the media exposes or blows up and gets it all wrong to change so many people's minds. And it's so irritating, especially, I'm like, were you there? Do you know what happened?
Right.
No, I saw it on the news. No, because I could tell you 100 stories, and I'm not downing any news stations around here by any means, but I could tell you 100 times where the news got it completely wrong, and I was there. I'm like, I just want to call them up and go, you know what? That's wrong. Why don't you check your facts?
Right.
Or ask somebody, that was there.
It seems like they just pick and choose who they want to pick on, kind of. I mean, not all the time, but it just seems like that. It never seems like, look what the police department did today.
Yeah.
they helped 500 people, you know what I mean, just today that needed new shoes. You know what I mean? The police department went and got new shoes for 500 people. You know, or the fire department. The fire department, hung 45 air conditioners in the city because people didn't have AC and they were keeping the elderly cool. You know, things like that you don't really ever see. Every once in a while, but hardly ever.
We go install smoke detectors in people's houses all the time for free. They call us up and say, we need a smoke detector in our brand new house. We'll go and install it. You never hear about that. People hardly don't even know about it.
Right.
That's amazing.
You know what I mean? So that with just having that, I don't know, man. We need to take care of the ones who take care of us on a daily basis. That is, sure, our armed forces people. We have to have them. They keep us safe, right?
Yep.
They keep all
Completely agree.
You know what I mean? They keep us safe so we can sleep. But also our first responders do the same thing, just in a different light most of the time. You know, they keep the streets safe. So hey, when my kids are out late at night or, coming back from a school function or whatever, at least we know they'll be safe. You know what I mean? Yep. But anyway, so enough about my rambling about being a first responder. But no, it's awesome. I truly, like I said, we're in this house. We're grateful for everything that the men and women do for us in our communities.
In October, I'll have 22 years on. I can retire in 25. I'll probably work longer. But I didn't go out because it was cool looking. I honestly love helping people.
Right.
At their worst time in the world, I want to be there. Mm-hmm. And I don't need to thank you. I just need to know that you're good. You're good now.
Yeah.
That is all I need.
And see, there's 100,000 of you just like that don't need the thank you or don't need the pat on the back. They do it because that's what they want to do. Yep. They want to help. I'm glad we're getting to do this, man. We're going to talk more music here in a second. I just wanted to get into the fire thing. And AJ, you got anything for that?
Well, what originally drew you to want to be a fireman?
I think like what I said earlier, there was I got into music because I knew the power of music. I knew how it could change somebody's bad day, just like it did with me when I heard my favorite song on the radio. If I was in a bad mood, changed just like that. So I needed another way to fill that.
Yeah.
And my stepfather was on the fire department.
Okay.
And I was looking for something and kind of adrenaline junkie. So that led me towards that. He told me about it, and I was like, you know what? I'll give it a try. Work 8 days a month in Kansas City. Yeah. Work 8 days a month, and then you have the rest of your time to have another job, which almost everybody on the fire department does. So I was like, well, I could still be a musician and do this at the same time, 2 incomes. I'm like, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how
it was kind of a family thing, pretty much. Yeah.
Okay. And you find that in the fire department, especially, there's so many generational firemen.
Oh yeah,
there's so many generational firemen. Not just in Kansas City. Obviously, Kansas City is a big fire department, but New York is huge. Yeah. Obviously, Atlanta's huge, and it's like
Boston, Chicago.
Yeah, all the major cities. You see, great grandpa, dad, all the boys. You know what I mean?
Pride in it.
Yeah, it's just something that it's just that thing, and they're generational, and it's like bred into them. You're going to be a fireman. That's what you're going to do.
Oh, and I also had a request from Mr. Chris Thompson. Big shout out to Mr. Chris Thompson.
Oh, boy.
Fuzzy.
I was kind of like jabbing him for some info this week. I was like, man, what's... And he's the one who told me about the volleyball scholarship. I was like, dude, I would have never guessed that in a million years. But no, he asked me if I could get you to talk a little bit about your dad coming over because he was the first to come over from the Philippines in your family, right?
Yes, he was. Let's see. I had I called him my American grandfather, Grandpa Don. He was over in the Peace Corps in the Philippines, and my dad's from a small town called Ozami, sits in the southern Philippines. And somehow, hopefully Dad doesn't correct me, but somehow Grandpa Don got close to my dad's family, the whole family.
Right.
And Grandpa Don was getting ready to leave and said, basically, hey, I can take one of you with me. Who wants to go? and Dad was the first one to jump up, I'm assuming.
Oh, wow.
So they got on a boat, came all the way back to the Pacific. Wow. And started his new life. He was 17 at the time.
17 years old.
Yeah, and still learning English. So a lot of his English came from Beatles songs because he was learning to play guitar at the same time. And, over in the Philippines, everybody loves American music.
Right.
That's
right.
A lot of them, that's how they learn English.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because when they sing, they have no accent. They sound like Americans, which is amazing. Just Australians or people from Europe and stuff like that. It's really cool. Mm-hmm. But came over here when he was 17, and then, then he went to school at the Ozarks and got his degree and married my mom, and then there's Noe.
Really? Brothers and
She's
sisters?
called Little Noe.
Brothers and sisters?
I have a younger brother, 5 years younger, Ryan.
Okay.
Who's actually a very good artist, too. He actually sang two or three backup vocals on three of my songs. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Very good. Very
awesome.
Cool. So now your dad's name, Noe, also?
Correct.
So are you junior or are you just...
I'm the second.
You are the second.
Yeah.
See, there you go.
So junior's over there, and it's like a Catholic type thing.
Kind of cool like that. You got a 2.
I didn't want to be called Junior. Mom didn't want me to call it Junior. So everybody called me Little Noe because I was scrawny. Well, still scrawny. But
now, are you
scrawny.
a junior?
No. Just same first name.
Oh, that's weird.
First and last. Middle names are different. Yep. Yep.
I'm a junior, so yeah.
Yeah, I'm just, I don't know too many good juniors, but.
Anyway.
Only Hank.
Yeah, only Hank. That's right. All right, so we're gonna move forward. Now, Broken Cowboys are done. You kind of said, you know what, I'm gonna step out. I'm gonna do this on my own. Not on your own, obviously, but but I'm gonna have. It's just gonna be my name. So and a lot of times, and I don't know if it was like this in your band or not, but in band situations, a lot of times it's not. One person never has like control, right? So it's always the band's idea, but if 2 people in the band don't want to do it, then generally they don't. It doesn't happen.
So this is where our paths cross, right at this moment.
Right.
So we got picked up by a mutual friend of somebody in Nashville. Wanted to come out and watch my show. They did. They took that information back, took it back to RPM. Mm-hmm. At the time, I'm assuming still the time, the guy that owns it is Scott Simon. Mm-hmm. And Scott loved it. So we all flew out to Nashville, met with Scott. He loved what we were doing. We all left. Then I got the phone call. Well, they only want you. They only want you, Noe. I said, okay, so I had a band meeting. I said, this is what's going on. Mm-hmm. Guys, what should I do?
Yeah.
And they're like, you need to take the chance. You need to take the opportunity.
Yeah.
I was like, I agreed, but I wanted to be, want to lay everything out on the table and tell you what's going on. Mm-hmm. So that happened for a year and a half, 2 years. I would fly every month to go write. And this was the funniest thing in the world. The rumor came out that Tim McGraw was flying me because Tim is Scott's artist.
Yeah. Yeah.
Apparently, I was flying on Tim McGraw's plane every month. I don't know where that came from. I don't know who got that started.
He owns a Southwest jet then, right?
Right. They were flying me out on Southwest, of course. But, they were flying me out every month to write and stuff like that. And I was at the front of the book, and then I just slowly started going to the back of the book, you know what I mean? Because I couldn't produce anything worthwhile. And then, the last straw was Hot Apple Pie came out. Mm-hmm. Or is that Hot Apple?
Yeah,
Hot Apple Pie came out. And at the time, Hank Jr.'s daughter was making a big push, too. What was her name? Tall, blonde. I can't remember. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yep.
But that's what happened. I just got pushed to the back of the book, and then
Holly Williams.
Yeah, Holly Williams. Yep, that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
Nice job.
Yeah.
But once you get pushed back to the book, the phone calls start slowing down, and then there's no more.
Yeah, absolutely. It happens all the time. So now, fast forward to 2006, 2007, right? So right after the Broken Cowboy thing. we did a show together at the Beaumont Club.
Yeah.
Me and you and Gary Lincoln, another Kansas City artist guy. And I know Gary spent time in Nashville trying to make it happen and make it work. And we did that show at the Beaumont Club, which was a lot of fun because it was like, okay, here's 3 artists here in town. And, we played for our 200 people or whatever, however many was there. Wasn't very many, but, we played, and was it John? Wasn't he the manager?
John Lunkwitz. Well, I remember that.
Yeah.
Massive guy.
Yeah.
Sweetheart.
Yeah. But I remember John's just like, hey, we'll give you whatever we get,
Yeah.
And we'll just, and it was okay. I mean, it was what it was, but it was fun because, we didn't get to play. You never hardly ever get to see your friends play, right?
That's true.
So because everybody's either gigging or you're doing something else if you're not playing, you're doing something else, with your family or whatever, working or whatever. So after the the RPM thing kind of fades, then you start. I know. Well, you were working with somebody because I remember talking to you.
I came back and somehow I got hooked up with Dan Weller. Dan's whole history.
Yeah.
And then he introduced me to Chris Thompson, and then we went forward as Noe Palma was like, I'm not going to have another band name. I'm tired of people leaving and trying to get, group pictures and band pictures, and there's always somebody new. I'm tired of that.
Right.
So I was like, well, you're just going to go with Noe Palma. I thought it was a lot easier.
Yeah.
But went from there, and then I was doing a show. I can't remember. I remember the name of this bar, but it's called Infusion, out in Olathe or Overland Park. A friend of mine owned it. He's my lawyer, actually, Brian Costello. He owned it, and he brought in a songwriter named Jason Matthews. And Jason Matthews was on his tour for That's What Mamas Do, I believe was his single. But he wrote that really good one by, oh, good Lord, I know I'm going to mess this up, by Billy Currington, Must Be Doing Something Right.
Right.
He wrote that one for him. So he came into town with a massive catalog of songs that he'd written. He'd written a lot for Travis Tritt and several other guys. And we got to talking, and I said, man, I love this song and this song and this song. He goes, you like it? Why don't you come out and we'll write? And that opened the door to Nashville writing.
Yeah.
And then I got a collection of songs, and that's where I got I'll Be Your Whiskey and Make Sure You Get My Name Right and all those others on my first album. I got most of those from Jason, or I co-wrote them with Jason.
Right.
And my contact through RPM.
Who was Ryan? Was it Ryan Cook at RPM? Was that your guy at RPM? Your publishing guy?
Good Lord, I couldn't even tell you right now. I really couldn't.
Yeah, Ryan. That was.
But the guy that introduced me to Scott was Randall Chowning.
Yeah,
I
know him. I know who he is. I don't know him, but I know.
Okay, yes.
I know who he is.
So I would stay with Randall, and his wife is Janie. Janie is Scott's sister.
Yep.
So that's how that all fit together. And so I would write a lot with Randall, and Randall was the lead guitarist for Ozark Mountain Daredevils.
Yep. Had dinner. Scott, like I said, I only met him that one time at Scott's house. We had dinner and played cards and some other stuff, and he was kind of super. What a great guy!
Yeah,
him and his wife both are great people. But he was telling me some of the Ozark Mountain Daredevil stories.
They're phenomenal.
They're amazing.
Yeah, you know you're cool when you have a picture of Paul McCartney with your band T-shirt on.
Yeah,
in your bathroom.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm like, you've made it right there.
Yeah, in your own bathroom.
Yeah.
He came to your house. He was at your house. Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, so I got like really good knowledge from Randall, and he introduced me to a lot of people. We went to a songwriters round with Tim and Faith, got to sit right next to him, and we were just song shopping, just right along with Tim. Like, this is not right, because he's going to like something I'm going to like, and there's no way I'm going to get it. So why am I here? Send me to the C catalog. That's me. if I'm writing anything, it's going to be in the C catalog anyway. So just give me the C catalog. That's more my range.
In that's how it is, though. It really is that way.
Yeah, because they know they're going to make money off that bigger artist. So why even
they're not even
dangle it in front of our faces?
So and okay, so we cut the same song, Swerve, right? That Drew Davis wrote and
Jason Matthews.
Jason Matthews, yeah. So
what's funny is that Jason didn't know that Drew was pitching it other places.
Yeah.
And neither did I.
Right. So it was for me, we had 45 minutes left of studio time. And we're like, well, the band's here. Everybody's fired up. They're like, let's do one more. We can get one more.
That's cool.
So Blake Chansey, my producer at the time, Blake's like, what about Swerve, dude? It's different. And Ryan Cook's sitting there and he goes, if you want to do it, I need to know right now. I'll call Drew right now. And I'm like, you know what? Let's try it. It's different, and that whole EP was a little different. Some of the songs were a little stretched for me as far as kind of what I was doing originally and kind of where I'm at. But I'm like, yeah, let's try it. So Ryan calls Drew, and Drew, I remember the phone call. Drew's like, yeah, sure. And then we cut it, and I send him what we cut, and he freaks out. He freaks out on me. Why'd you cut that? I'm like, what are you talking about, dude? He goes, I shot a video on that song. That's going to be my single. And I'm like, you said it was okay. What are you doing? I said, it doesn't even matter. I said, it's just going on the EP. I said, I won't ever release it as a single. It's just something, it's fun. It's it is what it is. It's one of those songs. Okay, man. All right, dude. But I just shot a video on the song. And he did.
Yeah.
I've
seen the video.
And I'm like, I didn't know that. You never told me. I would have never cut it, right? I would have been like, don't worry about it. It's his. I don't care. But anyway, that's funny. So there's so many artists out there that do cut the same songs, right? And get pitched the same songs. Obviously, Friends in Low Places. Everybody knows Chestnut and Garth had it. And there's so many like that.
I just didn't know at the time that was still going on. And I'd heard, the Friends in Low Places thing, and I've heard so many songs like that, but I was like, why would you pitch something to me like that?
Yeah.
Because the really good one for me was I'll Be Your Whiskey. Mm-hmm. And after I'd cut it, and after we were starting to promote it, I was sending it out. That sounds something like that. But I researched it, so I was hoping to pull up my name. Well, there's like 3 different names that came up before mine did. I'm like, well, no, probably a different song. No, it's the same exact song. They're just singing it differently, but they didn't push it. They didn't. They didn't release it.
Right.
So I was like, okay, well, they didn't release it. That's fine. And I didn't know after that I had cut Swerve, and after I had released it, somebody goes, well, Tate, cut that too. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
What? Why wouldn't Jason tell me this? So I called Jason up and said, did you know Tate Stevens cut this song? He goes, who?
Yeah.
I said, Tate Stevens. He goes, yeah. He cut it? I got to call Drew.
Yeah.
Because he had no idea.
Yeah. So it's kind of funny. So, and we were sitting there, we had 2 songs. It was going to be that one, and there was another one, and I don't remember. It was oh my God, I don't remember what it was. Anyway, nothing like that. I mean, it was like a real hardcore country tune, right?
Yeah.
And that Frank Rogers had sent over, and I'm like, I don't care. It's different enough, and I like it. It'll be fun. Right, it's a fun song. It's like
I think everybody needs a fun song.
That's all it is going to be. Yeah. Right, it's just a fun song that some people are going to like, and some people are just going to keep hit and skip. Right, so it doesn't matter. Anyway, so Drew's like, yeah, whatever, and then he gets mad, and then I didn't know he shot a video, so I'm like, oh shit, I didn't know he shot a video, or I would have never done it. Right, well, he did. So anyway, and then he was fine with it. He was like, I know, I get it, blah blah blah. So that happens though. And
those are the coolest stories in the world because it's happened to me so many times with so many different artists. Like, I'll have a song for a year and I'll just get done playing an acoustic show. This happened to me 3 or 4 years ago. And I turned on the radio after I got done with my gig and there's a song. I'm like, wait a minute. Nobody told me that this guy was going to be cutting it. And I was like, gosh, dang it. I missed out again.
Yep.
Or another one with one that did work out was a song by Matt Ramsey off my latest album, Blue Jean Baby. I don't know if you ever played that with me or not. AJ?
Yeah. I think maybe once. I remember learning it.
It's got a really cool vibe. And another McCree, Scotty McCree, cut it first, didn't release it. I just don't think it fit him just because the way Matt's demo presented it.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't think it matched that way, but it did fit in my wheelhouse.
Yeah.
And I haven't released it either, but it was just one of those cool songs like, oh, I really should release it, especially because it's a very cool summertime vibe type of song.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that's happened so many times. You know, I've
absolutely.
Lost cuts to McGraw, Aldean.
Oh, yeah.
And it just, the list goes on and on. But that, on one hand, is a really cool thing because I can go back and, like I'm saying now, I lost cuts to
so
these guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
With that.
But then you're like, damn it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I still.
It was supposed to be mine.
Yeah, it was mine first. So, all right. Well, let's, man, dude, this is awesome. I love music, and I love how music brings people together and what it does to people's lives. Being a mid-40s guy, how do you think music has changed your life as far as being an artist, being a musician? Kind of, what is there anything that you can go back and say this music changed my life in this way?
It has opened so many doors that I never thought I'd walk through. I never even dreamed about. It's brought on so many great friendships that I'll never forget. It's let me see things on both sides of music, business and the entertainment sides, as far as just enjoying music that I'd never thought I'd witness and didn't understand.
Right.
So it was definitely a massive, massive eye opener. I tell people this all the time. Is they said, "Do you love playing music?" I said, "Yes, I love playing music. I love singing. I hate the business side because it's so." And I'm not trying to put the music business down I kind of am. It's dirty. It really is. And it can be just horrible to somebody, especially absolutely. When they just eat and breathe music and you just get 5 doors shut on your face because they think you're not good enough.
Absolutely.
But there's all those people that say, I would come see your show 7 days a week.
Yep.
What do you do? As an artist, what do you do? Where do you go from there? Because you've got a great fan following. Yep. But yet it's just not good enough to take it on the road because somebody doesn't want to take the chance yet.
Right.
So I'm at the point where, who wants to sign a 46-year-old artist? Nobody.
No one.
Because they're not going to get that many years out of me.
Well, right. Absolutely.
I understand the investment. I understand the risk. I understand all of that. But on the other side is that I know I could prove them wrong because I could easily do this for another 10 years.
Right.
With the right crew.
Sure.
But it's not normal.
Well, not at all. Not at all. So, okay. Now let's get into today. Let's get into Noe Palma today.
All right.
Today's Noe Palma. What does that look like? Okay, because we've seen over the years coming into the let's see, the cool era of country music, if you will, like kind of getting out of the not 90s country, but kind of the 90s country, early 2000s country, into the more vibey, cool country. What is 2021 Noe Palma? What is that going to be like this year? If not any different than the last year or two, well, obviously.
It's kind of funny that you brought that up. Actually, I'm kind of changing gears just a little bit from what I've been doing. I mean, I've got a lot of great ballads that are on the list that I want to record, but which is kind of weird that I want to change. But I guess it's my rock and roll side. I really want to crank it up. I really just want to rock out. I want to have a good time. I want to sing my ass off and be completely exhausted and a blown voice by the end of the night. That's how I want to do it now. I don't know why. Maybe just because I haven't, or maybe just because I'm liking that kind of music right now. I started doing a new playlist for some covers for our new sets our new shows that are coming up, and of course all my new songs that I want to try out. But like I want to cover like a whole bunch of Stapleton. I want to cover a whole bunch of Blackberry Smoke, Cadillac 3. I really just want to have fun and get people to shake their butt.
Right.
I don't know why, but I feel like rocking out. I think that's where my voice is starting to lead towards more and more.
Right.
It's for some reason it's getting lower, it's getting graspier, and I just like speeding it up a little bit, or singing harder.
Yeah.
Wherever it goes. But I just want to, push the envelope just a little bit more and see what happens. See if it works out, because I'm really not. And this is probably not a big secret, but I'm really not pushing for Nashville anymore, just because of my age, and I'm not with my label anymore. So I'm gonna do things my way now and stop being pushed around and want to have fun the way I know I can have fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if there's if I get pitch a song that I really like and it's rocking, I'll take a good look at it. Mm-hmm. But the stuff that I'm hearing, I'm going back to way before the stuff that people thought I wouldn't do or couldn't do, but like I said, Stapleton's has been a big influence in me. And when I first started recording, when I was using Dan Willard, if nobody knows who Dan Willard is, he's a lead guitarist I believe he's a lead guitarist now for FGL. Is that correct?
Yes, I think so.
Because right? Yeah, he was playing piano and then
and guitar and banjo and everything else, but I think he graduated to lead. Anyway, he was with Colt Ford before that and somebody else before that after leaving me, because he moved to Nashville and, started playing for real guys. But he always told me, because I always thought that you were going to make an album like Cadillac 3 or a Stapleton type album where he was more rock and roll. I said, yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to do, but I was playing it safe. Right. I wanted to fit in the mold so I could be noticed.
Yeah.
And I think every artist is guilty of that, because they want to be accepted and they want to be seen and they want to be bought and everything else. But a lot of them weren't doing what they wanted to do.
Well, you're exactly right. 100% right. Most artists, if you look at what they've done in the past and like look at the transition in some artists, it's like, well, you guys started way over here and now you're here.
Yeah.
Because that's really what they were. That's who they are as an artist.
Yeah.
That wasn't them.
I would say the same thing as like Keith Urban.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, okay, so back
the way his
progression,
changed.
His progression was country, because he
was a session player first, and then he had that trio group.
They were
monsters.
I saw them at the Wild Horse years ago. This was back in the Dixie Cadillac days.
What were they called?
The Ranch.
The Ranch.
Yeah, the Ranch. Yeah,
dude. These two, they tore the building down. Three dudes.
Yeah.
It would rip your face off.
Yeah.
And it was great. Mm-hmm. It was phenomenal.
Yeah.
It was crazy. And I remember going, oh my God, who's this dude? And it's just, he's ripping the guitar, pulling the strings off of it, singing his ass off. Mm-hmm. And it's like, wow. And it was country. It was crazy. Yeah. You know what I mean? It was like, and then of course they would do some really cool eclectic stuff, but yeah, look at that. And then when he came out as just Keith Urban, it was like still country, still pretty country. But now
I don't understand it now.
I don't even know what it is. It's not,
I'm missing the riffs. I'm missing the really cool melody.
I don't understand where he's at. You know what I mean?
But
that's an artist, and that's
exactly.
that's his progression. Yeah. That's where he is. That's where he lives now. Great, good for him.
He can do what he wants to do.
Yeah, it's Keith Urban, right?
Yeah,
and we're gonna go see him live because he's Keith Urban.
Exactly.
And you're gonna hear some of those songs that you really liked, and some of the ones you don't even know or don't get. You know what I mean? But it's gonna be awesome because it's Keith Urban.
There's very few artists that I see that keep getting better every time that I see him. He's one of the very few that keep getting better every time. Like, you can't top that. see the next show. Oh, good God. How did you do that?
Yeah.
That makes no sense.
Yeah. And I'm not a big fan of his newer music. I'm just not I'm not a big fan of his newer stuff, but it's awesome. And you know, I don't know, not just because it's Keith Urban, but because it's Keith Urban too. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You know, it's sort of like if you know, I read an article. Well, I read an article that Alan Jackson is pissed off at country music right now.
Yeah, I saw the title.
And it's just because of where it is right now, and there's no lane. Like everybody's just scattered around the board. You know what I mean? It's like
this is all true, but isn't he dropping a brand new album right now?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Is it new, or is he just re-recording stuff?
I don't know.
It might just be re-recorded stuff. Like he went back in. I know Trace Atkins is coming out with all like old hits. They went in and redid some of them, and
cool.
And you know, like.
But isn't that a perfect time to say, what the hell's wrong with country music when you're dropping a brand new album?
Yeah, absolutely.
What perfect timing?
Yeah. It probably wasn't done on accident, right? So, but what I'm saying is, he's saying because you know country music was this lane, and sure you had people that were on the other side of the lane, but they were still like half in the lane. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It was pop country, but it was okay because they were still country enough. It still fit the same vein of country music, right?
Right.
But now it's so all over the board.
There's no lines anymore. There really isn't.
No.
Because radio's telling you that it is. And that's not fair.
No, that it's to me. Now I'm a hardcore country guy. That's just me. It's who I am.
Yeah.
Whatever. I love rock. I mean, I like a lot of I like a lot of the stuff that's out right now. But I still lean towards more country style stuff. You know, Cody Johnson, huge Cody Johnson fan.
So am I.
You know what I mean? That dude. I'm like. That's like the savior of country music right there, right? Yep. That's what I look at kind of Cody Johnson where he's at. But some of these other dudes, I'm just like, I don't get it. I don't get it.
We've talked about this before.
Yeah.
I mean, totally agree with you.
But
I'm the worst person, probably the worst person about it because I've heard something come on the radio and go, what is my station on? Oh, it is our country station.
Yeah,
I don't.
Absolutely.
Why are you guys doing this?
Yeah, it is what it is, man. And I know it's money again. Yeah. Somebody has enough money to put it there and for them to play it, right? So, and I'm not mad at them. I'm not mad at the music business for making it that way. It's just where are the guys who can really do it? You know what I mean? And who are really country still? And because there's a lot of people that would still love that stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's a lot of people that are younger. My he'll be 25 and he'll sing you tons of George Jones and Merle Haggard stuff. You know what I mean? But obviously he loves, Morgan Wallen and some of that stuff too. Mm-hmm. But it's like there's an avenue for country music still.
Yeah.
And there's an avenue for everything else that's country music, but not really country music.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, but who knows, man? I could be, what do I know? I'm just a guy in my room in my house, right? I'm the armchair quarterback right now. Yeah. I know I can solve world hunger and tell no one. In 2001, I think I was in Branson. Me and Drew.
Yeah,
kind of funny enough.
Yeah.
We were doing Drew Davis and I. We're in a show down in Branson. Right here, I am straight off the road, straight off playing 90% original music in covers. Because you played anywhere from 1 hour to 5 hours. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, but being out and touring, actually doing tours and things like that, and then going to Branson and being in a musical. It was awesome. It was so much fun.
Was it really?
Oh, dude, it was crazy because it was so different.
So Knob Knockers?
No, we were at the Low Sisters, the Bald Knob.
The Bald Knockers.
What did I say?
The Knob Knockers.
Same thing. You know what I was talking about.
He said, "Oh yeah, the Knob
Knockers." Yeah. With a straight face. Like I knew what I was talking about.
It took me a minute to register. It's like, wait a minute. Did you just say
Well,
the knob
it
knockers?
sounded right. He was like, yeah, the knob knockers. And I'm like, yeah, no, wait a minute.
no.
Yeah, that's where you played.
But anyway, we were at the Low Sister show, and we had it was a dinner theater. So it was awesome. A big, beautiful theater. It was so weird.
Nice.
But all right, so this is what's the new thing called?
Kiss Like That.
Kiss Like That. But what's the new project called?
I don't have a new project right now. Well,
This is on. That's 2019, right?
yeah, it's now I'm singing it, trying to remember the name of the song. This Summer's Gonna Last Forever is the name of the EP.
Summer's gonna last. This summer's gonna last forever.
Yeah.
Is the name of the EP. And that was in 2019.
Yeah.
It's new, still new. 2020, no one got to play, so it's new.
2020 didn't count.
Yeah, we did.
But that was the first single off that cut. And then we went to She's Wearing My Hat. Not Lee Brice, but oh God, what's his name? Oh, I can't remember. It was off his C list, but it worked good for me. Oh, I can't remember his name. And then we went to Love Your Hometown. Mm-hmm. And then this is the last. And
Kiss Like That
is the one out now.
It's funny that you mentioned the C cuts because I recorded a Randy Houser tune called "Let's Not Let It," and it was it was on an album like 3 years ago, never released as a single or anything like that. And it was pitched to me. It's kind of because Houser, we had the same publishing company, Randy and I did, or not publishing, but publicist, and so E.B. McFarland. So I'm like, hey, does Randy have anything I can cut? And they got a hold of people, and they were like, yeah, basically, he said, whatever, just cut whatever you want.
Oh,
that's not obviously a single, but
yeah.
And so we went back and I went through like catalogs of songs. Talking about a great songwriter. Holy crap, dude. He's amazing. That dude is awesome. But anyway, so we found Let's Not Let It, and I'm like, I'm cutting it. So we cut it. It was great. I love it. Like I said, Houser's amazing. But you look at his songs started to kind of veer towards what it was and what he is. It's still country, but just not that traditional. There's a lot of good stuff on that first record.
Yeah. And
then when you go to the next one with Boots On and, kind of gets more fun and stompy, and then that's where kind of goes.
He started turning right after that. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And then there's tons of artists like that. You look at Chris Stapleton, you talk about Chris Stapleton, obviously amazing.
Yeah.
But you look at that dude and look at his the Jump brother, the
Johnson Brothers.
Johnson Brothers.
Yeah.
I was calling it Jump. The Johnson Brothers.
Part of the Ball Knockers.
Yeah.
Or Knob Knockers.
Knob Knockers.
They're part of the Knob Knocker group. Johnson Brothers. And then you look at
Total rock and roll.
Absolutely. It's like Marshall Tucker.
Oh, yeah. Loved it.
I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah.
But, then you look at.
Then you had that bluegrass group with his wife.
What is the name of that one?
Oh, the Steel Drivers.
Steel Drivers. Yeah. So then it was
Love that
Johnson's
stuff, too.
and Steel Drivers, and then Chris Stapleton.
Yeah.
But it's all the same music. Mm-hmm. Listen to it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's the same.
Yep. Three albums down now?
Yeah.
Yeah. 3 albums.
Yeah.
He's one of those guys that transcend that whole. He can be real country, he can be real rock, and he can be real funk, blues. The song that he and JT did,
Say Something.
Yeah.
dude.
I think that was just pushed for the awards.
Yeah,
because I think they're like, well, let's put Justin and Chris together and see what happens. See if they can come up with a song.
Well, they killed it, dude.
Yeah, it worked.
Yeah, I mean that's
There's
awesome.
2 different genres just killing it.
Yeah, and again, I mean Justin Timberlake is super talented. He's a super talented person.
He is.
But you have 2 super talented dudes. you're going to get something great.
Yeah.
And that's what happened.
Yeah.
But again, he's one of those guys, man. It just goes, and he can do whatever he wants to do. Sing every song he wants to sing. Sing the phone book, and it'll be great.
So we saw him at the Sprint Center. It was Brothers Osborne opening up for him, and then it was Chris Stapleton as a 3-man group in the Sprint Center, and just blew the roof off. I sat there with my mouth open the whole time. I didn't speak a word except screaming.
Yeah, because people that talented. I mean, that's you don't go to a George Strait concert to see him jump off the stage and swing from ropes.
No,
you know what I mean. You go to sit there and sing 25 songs because you know them all. You know what I mean? It's like that's my favorite. Nope. That one's my favorite. No, forgot about that one. You know what I mean?
That's another guy that does not move from his little square. He's always looking to his left or down at his guitar. Never this way.
Yeah. Until he goes to the next microphone stand, and then he stands there, and then he goes over here, and he walks the big square. But yeah, I mean, I'm going to say 20 for if you're looking at music for 2021. Yeah, you're getting a lot of dates, right? You're starting to feel your calendar's starting to fill up a little bit. You're starting to kind of get out. Are you still doing a lot of acoustic stuff?
Still am. Got a lot of acoustic stuff down at the lake this summer. Probably 3 or 4 full band shows. We just picked up another big one here in July, and then a few more in September. Full band shows. A lot of private parties now that people can do private parties.
Right.
But other than that, that's about it. Well, you've done Kearney Amphitheater.
Yeah,
I think they're starting to push back open again. So
I think I'm there August 7th at the Kearney Amphitheater.
We talked about that. Yeah.
Yeah. I thought you were going to be on the show too.
Ryan talked about it, but never confirmed it. So he just texted me the other day. This is breaking news. We've got our own show there July 2nd for their fireworks show.
Oh, okay, cool. Very good. All right.
Nice.
All right, then. Well,
but I'll be there August 7th. I'll be throwing stuff at you from the back.
Yeah, so because I remember when we kind of talked about.
Do you play bass? We need one of those guys.
Yeah, we need a bass player, by the way.
You tired?
Yeah,
you don't want to do it no more.
So yeah, it's kind of it kind of came up, and they're like, "Hey, what is August 7th? Would August 7th work?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I played there a couple years ago. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Neat place. And so, but I don't know who else was on the show. I thought it was going to be you because they were like, "Hey, we're going to try to get Noe," and I'm like, "Oh, that'd be great." Excuse me. So I'm like, it'll be a good time. But
we've got a lot of stuff coming up. You and I.
Yeah. July 21st. July 21st.
Is
golf.
our Mulligans and Music. My very first golf tournament. Mulligans and Music.
Yeah.
It's benefiting HeroFundUSA.org, which they are the only charity that I know of that helps purchase safety equipment for fire departments, police departments, any EMS certified type people that can't afford to get them.
Yep, right.
Because, for example, Kansas City has got a big budget. Doesn't mean that we always have the right equipment.
Right.
But there's a lot of people that are struggling that don't have the right equipment, or it's outdated, or it's not with NFPA standards.
Right.
So there's some police departments out there that don't have bulletproof vests, that they can't afford it.
Right.
So they bought some vests for them. Another example is Lee Summit's putting a drone system in, I believe, in their fire department. So they bought a couple of drones for Lee Summit.
Oh, cool.
And it goes on and on. So I'm helping them out with this golf tournament. And then, so it's really cool. You get breakfast, you get lunch, and then afterwards, you and I and Travis Marvin are going to play an acoustic show.
Yeah.
Which is going to be one-of-a-kind type deal.
Yeah.
The only other golf tournament I've ever been at was Q104. Used to do that all the time.
Yep.
Well, I brought this up to Mike Kinney at the time, and he says, "Perfect idea. You set it up. We'll knock it out of the park." Well, then COVID hit, so it got canceled in 2020. Well, then I said, "Well, okay, I want to try it again this year." He goes, "Well, because of COVID, we're really not putting ourselves out there, so I really can't bring anybody in as far as traveling
Right.
musicians are going. So they couldn't do it. So basically, it's like, well, I know a lot of guys that are definitely good enough to do this. So that's why I called you, and that's why I called Travis. And said this will be just as good.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think somebody had a question the other day. It's like, well, can people just come see the concert after? I was like, sure, just make a donation.
Yeah.
That's all we're doing this for.
Yeah, donations.
We're not making money.
Right.
Nobody's making money except all the money is going straight to Hero Fund USA.
Yep.
And it's going to be a cool thing. But, we're going to play golf. We're going to drink a few beers.
Yeah.
And have a good time. Yeah. But other people still can come up to the show. And I would just encourage them to, make a donation to the organization and still have a good time.
Absolutely. And we'll start posting stuff here soon, social media wise. That way help spread the word too.
Yeah.
To get all that out of there.
And we also have our other Downtown Throwdown. You gonna sneeze? Downtown Throwdown's in August sometime, which is down at Headlights Bar. You and I are doing an acoustic show.
Yeah. Yep.
All the proceeds are going back to the same charity. So we're going to knock them out, and hopefully they're going to help some fire departments and police departments and all that good stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's we talked about going to some fire departments specifically and kind of because like the guys here in West Peculiar, Bobby and those guys here, I know the chief real well, and want to get him involved, and the guys in Belton and guys in Grandview and Raymore, and just kind of say, hey man, spread the word. This is for you guys. We're just doing it for you. So we want to see 5,000 people at this event.
Yep.
So
it's not going to be like a $30 ticket. It's like $5 or $10 at the door, something like that.
Yeah. And then donations on top of that, whatever you can donate, every penny helps. So
even if you can't make it, there's still an avenue to donate.
Yep. So. We'll start hammering that out. That'll be fun. That's gonna be good. That's good stuff, man.
Yeah. Remind me, I got flyers in the truck.
Okay, awesome. I'll get on that too on my end and start pumping that. So yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. It'll be fun.
Yes, sir. All right. Well, dude, look, I appreciate your time. Thanks for coming over to the house.
Of course.
I know you don't have anything better to do on a Tuesday afternoon.
That security guard at the gate was pleasantly. He was polite. Let's just put it that way.
It's the frisking thing. It gets me every time.
I wish he would have used gloves, but he's doing his job.
We need that personal protective gear.
You could hit somebody up for that.
Yeah. Oh man, thank you, dude. Seriously, thanks a lot. And listen, go check out Noe. We're gonna have all his stuff, all his social media stuff put up. When I say we, I mean AJ. Yeah. AJ,
he's the brains.
Yeah, he's the brains behind this thing. Like all I do is talk and act dumb. That's it. So, but we'll have all your social media stuff up. Make sure you go check out Noe Palma anywhere he's playing here in Kansas City or down at the lake, obviously. And go to iTunes, get his stuff, get his music, download his music if you haven't already. I'm sure Spotify, Pandora, all of it has it. So Apple Tunes, whatever, Apple Music, Apple Tunes, Apple Music.
Tunes.
Apple Tunes. That's that knob knockers.
It's on the internet.
It's on them interwebs out there. You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful on the interwebs. Oh, we forgot to talk about the rooster. What's the rooster? What's that gig? Okay. Tell me about the rooster real quick.
Short story. I always wanted a logo. Keith Urban always used to have a monkey on his kick drum.
Right.
I always wanted an animal logo, and I was thinking, I have no idea. Well, many times, this has happened a handful of times, I would get off stage, and somebody would come up to me, start talking to me, and they would say, I really thought you were going to be a dick, just because of the look on your face. Apparently, I have RBF.
Oh, good.
Or RDF, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, RDF.
Yeah.
Right.
And I was like, why? Why do I have this look on my face? I'm sorry, but I'm not mean at all. And then I went over to see my family in the Philippines, and I saw everywhere you go, there's fighting roosters over there, everywhere. And I was like, that's it. There's a cock right there.
Right.
And this girl was basically calling me.
Same thing.
A rooster.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So that's where it all blended together. And I was like, well, There's my logo right there.
Perfect. That's easy. I have a pig. That's mine. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
There it is.
There it goes.
There it is. Yeah, but what was I don't even remember what the hell I was saying.
Guys, it's been a pleasure.
Yeah, dude, it's been fun, man. So listen, July 21st is the Mulligans and Music tournament.
Yep.
Where is that?
Paradise Point, Smithville.
Okay, Paradise Point in Smithville. And then August the 20, you said 20, what, 4th? No.
I'm looking right now. It is downtown. Oh, no. Where's it? Where's it at? It's in August, right?
That's what you said.
Oh, August. You might have to edit this. It says August 7th.
Oh, yeah, no, we can't do that. We can't do that.
Oh, no. It is. It's August 7th.
Oh, is it really?
Yep.
No. All right.
You better call Ryan.
Hey, dude. Hey, dude.
Dang it.
No.
We're going to end it on that note.
Yeah.
This, ladies and gentlemen, is called being double booked.
This is what we do. This is what we do. Oh, man. Golly. All right. I got shit.
Just try to do something nice.
I know. Trying to be nice. That's what I try to do.
In the goat ass.
Right in the goat ass. Okay. Hold on. Let me see if I can. Let me try. I'll try to get out of this thing again. Here we go. It's not going to work. It's not going to happen. I guarantee it. All right, guys. Well, thanks for listening today. Thanks for Noe for stopping by, hanging out with us. Man, listen, go check out Noe Palma Music, I believe is your Facebook page, right?
Yep. And NoePalma.com.
And NoePalma.com. That is NoePalma, right?
That's it.
All right, guys, listen, again, thanks, Noe, for stopping by. Go check out Noe Palma everywhere you can see him, and listen to his music, man. He's got some great tunes. Dude, thanks for coming.
Thank you.
And guys, don't forget to subscribe, like the channel, like the YouTube. It'll be out. We'll have some videos out on YouTube shortly of this. And remember, you have to subscribe. You have to leave us a review. Yes. And a 5-star rating, please. Anything. Reviews, listen, reviews, we need them. It helps us get better, right?
Yeah.
So,
and it's free. It doesn't
free.
cost you anything to leave a review.
That's right. It's just
easy.
Yeah. Just subscribe, say, oh, that was a 5-star, and leave us, hey, that's great, or man, you guys are terrible. Whatever. It doesn't matter. Just a review will work. Thank you guys again. Remember, as always, thanks for hanging out with us.
Yep.
Yeah, I just lost it. It was right there. And then I was like, oh, dang.
Ain't this a sweet life?
Hey, guys, thanks for listening. Want to ask a question for a future episode? Well, hit us up on Facebook or Twitter with hashtag SweetLifePodcast. And be sure to give us a 5-star rating and hit that subscribe button. Leave us a review on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Stitcher, or wherever you get your podcasts. Make sure you follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter to stay up to date on the latest news and information for the Sweet Life Podcast. And we'll see you next time.